suggested the idea, he said, when we talk about somebody that dies, being in hell or not being in hell and waiting in time, that maybe it's not appropriate for us to speak of them being in time because since they've died, they no longer exist in time. I would actually disagree with the statement there. Someone dies and there's a separation that takes place between the immaterial and the material part of their body so that their body goes to the grave, deteriorates. The psalmist would talk about how David's body has seen corruption. Their soul lives on, but that doesn't mean that they've now escaped the realm of time, in my opinion. I think they still exist in time. They would have to, certainly for what we see in the end of the book of Revelation, that there'll be a time that will continue. This idea that time ceases to exist in the afterlife, I don't think makes good sense. Time can't cease to exist.
Yeah, you'd have to have a point where a time is a measurement of movement. That's basically what it is. It doesn't exist by itself. There's no ontology called time that you can touch, feel, or taste, or smell. But it is a measurement of movement. And so if you've got a before and an after, then you've got time. And in heaven, we will be experiencing before and after. We will have events that happen. We'll have relationships. We'll have conversations. And so we will always be in time. To be outside of time would equate us to being essentially God, because God is the only one who does not experience the succession of movements, because he is the only one who is absolutely immaterial. He doesn't have parts. We call this the simplicity of God. He is not made up of parts. He doesn't have a head or legs or feet or extension in space. He doesn't have matter. He does not exist in time. It's this essence of God, this completely otherness of God, where we do not ever experience that same essence as his. It's what Paul said to Timothy about God, whom no eye has seen nor can see. So there's a sense, like Raymond asked last time, how can we see God, yet the Bible says we can't see him. We can't see him in his essence, timeless existence, matterless. But we can see him in his presence, the incarnation, the Shekinah glory of God, the presence of the tongues of fire of the Spirit, the dove as it descended upon Jesus at the baptism. The presence of God can be expressed in many different ways, but the essence of God is, like Paul said, no eye has seen nor can see his essence.
So are you saying that there's attributes of God that can't be communicated to us, that we can't share, that if we did share would make us God?
We have a theological term for that, don't we?
I was asking you.
The incommunicable attributes of God. We sometimes call them the necessary attributes, the attributes that he cannot share with us. He can share his love, his grace. We can be merciful. We can have power even. So we can share all kinds of things, but he cannot share with us his eternality, to where he exists above and beyond time. We can experience everlastingness to where we don't ever die, but not eternality, where we do not experience the succession of events. We cannot have his simplicity, where we do not have parts or extension into space. We will always have those things, those attributes.
Okay. For more on that, take the theology program.